Are you just overwhelmed by the thought of even starting your own business? If that's the case, don't worry, because many people are kind of in the same boat. It wasn't too long ago where I was in the corporate world, working the 9 to 5 with safe, secure paycheck at a Fortune 500 company, and I thought I had made it. I just graduated out of school, and I decided to take the plunge into starting a business after pretty much 2 years in the workforce. And just like you, I mean, I had the same questions like, how am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to eat? How am I going to pay rent? What if I fail? What's going to happen? And then, I started doing my research, and I found that actually, 90% of businesses fail within the first year. So that was it was crazy to even consider it. And I know that many people are still stuck in that phase where you're scared, right? You're scared to even think about starting your own business because, maybe you got kids, maybe you have so much going on that you don't understand kind of like, how am I going to figure out the time, or where's the money going to come from? But more importantly, it's the thought, that mindset that you need to actually go out and start your business. So that's kind of what I want to talk about today. So I want to share with you kind of 3 things that help me transition and take that leap into actually starting the business. So the first one is understanding that there is no right time. I remember that before I actually put in a 2 months notice. Before I even put in a 2 months notice, I thought about leaving the job for about an entire year because I was worried about when is the right time. I didn't know how I was going to pay. I didn't have 6 months saved up. I had all these doubts and questions in my head that I didn't know how I was going to survive, right? I couldn't see what was beyond the fence. Okay, I kept thinking to myself, it's not the right time yet. I got to have this, and this, and this in order for me to say, you know what, okay, you can allow yourself to go out and think about starting a business, right? But before that, this concept of time, it was kind of like a restraint. I felt shackled to my job because I had to get the job to find the right time in order to make my move. And what I quickly realized is that there is no right time. In fact, I read a book by Eckhart Tolle where he talked about pain and situation, you see. And for the last year that I worked in the workforce, I wasn't accepting the situation that I was just not happy. I was a young kid right out of school, right? I got my degrees, I worked hard, I got the job. I followed the cookie cutter template that is laid out for you. And what I realized is that I was not happy. And I thought it was something that was just wrong with me. I thought, like, Oscar, why can't you be happy like everyone else, right? Like, you have a job, you should be appreciative of the job that you have. You should be appreciative of everything that you have around you, but I wasn't happy. It just wasn't happening. I was actually, I guess for lack of a better word, depressed. Like, I was in a relationship that went down. Okay, I had gained, pretty much 80 pounds on weight just because I was stressed. My day was going to work, trying to beat 1 hour traffic, coming home, and then just trying to find some Netflix and something quick I could eat. And it was literally just killing me because I wasn't accepting the fact that I just wasn't happy, right? That wasn't me. So when I read that saying that when you don't accept a certain situation, level of pain increases, okay, that's when I realized that, I need to do something else. This isn't for me. And it doesn't matter where I go to work, it's not going to benefit me. It's not going to give me the result that I want. It's not going to allow me to provide for the family in the way that I want to provide for them. It's just not going to happen. So I was like, the only option that's left on the table is to take this plunge. Okay. And this goes into number 2, which is find yourself a mentor, because when I was getting ready to take that plunge, thankfully I had a mentor who, he was the VP of one of the largest financial institutions in Tampa. And he was telling me that, it doesn't matter how much money you make, that's not going to get you to where you want to go. It's not going to get you the happiness. It's not going to give you the fulfillment that you're looking for. And when I was contemplating on making this decision to go and start a business, or, should I wait or not, he was just like, dude, you got to burn the boats. Okay, you got to burn the boats. And it's something that I say over and over and over again because it's what I truly believe that needs to happen. It's that mental shift that needs to occur in that conversation you're having with yourself, where you got to say, you know what, no matter what, this is going to happen. And I have to burn the boats in order to do that. Because the fact is, at least for me, that if I knew I had a plan B, I wouldn't be where I am today. Okay, it just wouldn't have happened. In fact, I tried to start a business while I was still in the workforce, and that wasn't happening because, like I said, I would wait an hour in traffic just to get back home from work. By the time I got home, I was tired. I just wanted to eat. I just wanted to relax, and I had to go to sleep to wake up and repeat that process over and over and over again. So there was no time. And you talk about the weekends. Well, I mean, a young kid making, close to $60,000 out of school, the weekends are just, hey, the week was rough, let's go have some fun. So my priorities weren't correct at that time. The mindset wasn't there until it became a necessity for the mindset to change. And the mindset was burn the boats. You see, when the Greeks wanted to take over, Troy or whatever, and when the Spaniards came over to Mexico, they were like, look, we're not leaving, we're not going back until we take over and conquer this land, right? They landed on the beach and say, all right, but guys, burn these boats. And everybody's like, why? He's like, because we're not going to go back until we complete our objective. You see, they didn't have a plan B. It was do or die. And that's kind of the mentality that I had to put myself in order to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish, and that was to start a business. Thankfully, I had a bunch of support around me to go ahead and do that and move forward in that direction. And, thankfully, my first client let me move in with him. So that worked out really well. But you have to understand that, you have to burn the boats. You got to make that decision to commit. And I think, it's really easy for me to say that because I'm on the other side. But one thing that really helped me kind of put that frame of mind into my head was someone told me what the greatest definition of hell was. And they were like, Oscar, you know what? The greatest definition of hell is when you meet the person you could have become. And I was like, wow. Because if you're like me, which I think you are, if you're still watching this, you have this idea of who you want to be, of who you are, of what you want to accomplish, of what your life can be like. You have that idea. Sometimes it's a little hazy, and that's okay. But you at least understand, that you're meant for more. You know that you can do better. You know that you can achieve what it is that you want to achieve. You know you can have the impact that you want to have, but for some reason you're just not doing that right now. Right? And for me, that motivated me the heck out of me because I was like, you're right. Like, let's say, I die and I meet the other version of me who I always wanted to become, but never actually became that person. I know it would tear me up. Because at the end of the day, the biggest person that's holding you back from anything is you. Whenever you wake up and you look in the mirror, that's enemy number one right there. It's that comfortability that's keeping you back. And so, at the end of your life, do you want to stand in front of that person saying, dang, I didn't become that person I could have become? Or do you want to be the person that you want to become and be on the other side of that fence? And I think you want to be that person. I think you want to become that person that wants to have that impact, that wants to live a certain lifestyle, that, wants to do certain things with your life because you're meant for so much more. And the reason why I'm doing this video is because I truly believe that in order for you to achieve that, you need to start a business. It's going to have to be one of the options that you take. Okay? So for the next 21 days, I want to help you do just that. I'm going to be coming here, doing Facebook Lives, talking about different aspects of business, but it all starts with the mind and making sure that you can take that leap, okay? Because if you're having that conversation right now inside of your head where you're like, I don't know if I can do this, it's too risky just to think about it. I have my job, what am I going to do? I have kids, I have family. Believe me, you are not alone. This has been done by so many people in the exact same situation as you, or even worse, and it's been possible, okay? In fact, it's kind of like if you're inside of a bubble, you need someone outside the bubble to come and pull you through. Be like, look, man, there's a whole other world out here. And that's kind of what I want to help you do. I want to help you understand and see that there is a whole other world that is completely possible and reachable to you as long as you're willing to go through that journey and go through that process in your own story. Okay? So, if you have found this video remotely useful, please share it with at least one other person you think it's really going to help or needs to hear this message. Let me know your thoughts in the comment. Let me know if you're all about it. If you're like, Oscar, you're crazy, it's just not for me. I would want to hear about it. Let's have a conversation. Let's engage and let's make this happen. Tune in tomorrow because I'll be talking about how to actually start the business, right? Because first is mindset, but then it's like, okay, well, how am I actually going to get this done? And I'll be talking about that tomorrow. Until then, thank you so much stay warm. I'm here in Seattle. It's a little chilly here, but stay warm and enjoy the rest of your day. See you all tomorrow. Thanks.